So Shesh, we all know that before you started BHIVE, you were in the tech side of things. How did you get into real estate and how did this journey begin?
I think this is a question that a lot of people ask me. And back in my town in Mysore, somebody who doesn't have a job, if you ask him what do you do, they say I'm doing real estate. Yeah, but genuinely, real estate is a very, very important segment. It's one of the biggest segments within Indian economy or global economy. As you rightly said, I originally was more in the tech because I ended up doing engineering in REC Surathkal, now known as NITK Surathkal. I studied computers in engineering. So consequently, I ended in a software job. So I worked in Bangalore for a few years. Then I was in US for about 8 years. I worked in financial industry. I worked in Wall Street, but primarily on the tech side. But at certain stage, I realized I wanted to do something where I'm more connected to the market, where a lot more impact can happen. Being an entrepreneur was really my calling. Even though I don't come from an entrepreneurial background as a family background, I always was inspired by the likes of Dhirubhai Ambani, be it Narayan Murthy. For me, the entrepreneurs were always the people who inspired me the most, which somewhere meant that, hey, you know what, I should really look at being an entrepreneur. But back in the days, it was not like that. Especially in 2003 when I passed out, I had actually tried my hands on business in 2003. I lost money. It kind of failed, but it gave me a lot of learning. Failures give more learning than success, right? And you need to have your fair share of failures and learn from it. And I kind of realized that to be an entrepreneur, India is probably the right place for me. So I was in US when I took that final call to get out of corporate world. So I decided that let me come back to India. India is going to boom. So all these decisions were happening back in 2013, 14. And now if I look back, I think, the thought process was really right because you see last 10 years, India has done so well. Startup industry has done so well. It was not like I had a clear idea that, hey, let me go back to India and do co-working, real estate. That's not how I was thinking. I used to read a lot of books also on entrepreneurship. And one of the intellectuals I follow is Paul Graham. He is the founder of Y Combinator, the most successful accelerator in the world. A lot of his essays are, outlined in a book called Hackers and Painters. A lot of my thought process has been shaped by his essays as well. And one of the things he says is go around the world, find out what problems exist in real world and apply these principles and thought process to different industries and different problems. You will find opportunities. And that was very inspirational for me. So I kind of started off trying to do something called Tusker Data Lab. Because I was in data science, I knew that data science will see a boom. For that to take off, you have to get right projects from US, etc. So that was not taking off. It was going a little slow. Meanwhile, I was looking for an office space for myself, and I had made up my mind that I need to be sitting out of a really nice co-working space. And I had experienced co-working space in the US. So I really knew that co-working is a very fundamentally important part to the overall entrepreneur ecosystem. And back in 2014, interestingly, Bangalore did not have professionally run co-working spaces. So I felt that, hey, Bangalore, why? Bangalore is a hub of startups. And I felt that it should have co-working space. And believe it or not, the very first co-working space that we started in Koramangala, it was a 100-seater plus. I started it more like a hobby. I thought I'll start one professionally run co-working space where my Tusker Data Lab will be based out of. I might take 10 seats, 12 seats, but let me start a 100-seater, have a collaboration area, games area. It had a beautiful terrace garden. Because I was so passionate about it, I think it came out well, became a big hit. I started enjoying running this co-working space. I was meeting a lot of interesting people, a lot of founders, and it gave me that kick, of entrepreneurship, and it started making profit. Basically, what it meant is, hey, I'm able to run an enterprise which actually is earning profit, that is adding some value. I felt like significantly empowered that I know how to run a profit-making company. And I quickly went on and started the second center in Indranagar, a third center in HSR. People came and invested. Korean. With that momentum, eventually Bloom Ventures came and invested. So we kind of caught on a momentum, and today we are, I think I'm proud, we have grown to almost 28,000 seats.